Whether it's spreading rumors, yelling insults based on an individual's race, sexual orientation, or gender, the facts speak for themselves about bullying. US statistics show that 83% of girls and 79% of boys report being bullied in either their schools or online. Over 77% of those students have been either hurt verbally, mentally, or physically. People bully others because they want power over someone else. They want some kind of authority so they can force them to do things, to ridicule and mock someone as if they are inferior. The psychological factor in why people bully is pretty devastating. People bully others because of their home lives. In fact, it explores things like stress, trauma, relationships, and how they feel about themselves. A recent US statistic showed that 66% of the people who admitted to bullying somebody else were male. Majority of these cases occur in the workplace, lockers, classrooms, the cafeteria, the bathroom, and pretty much everywhere else. This is a story about the people. This is a story about the truth.
We first wanted to talk to Dr. Estrada, one of the upper school counselors of the John Cooper School, for his insight on this issue.
Question number 1. How would you define bullying?
So I would define bullying as a type of behavior that is aggressive and unwanted, among students, and there is a power imbalance that is either real or perceived, and the behavior is repetitive or has the potential to be repetitive.
Question number 2. What are ways a victim can help themselves if they're being bullied? How can others help?
Well, it really depends on the context in which the bullying happens. Because, for example, let's say here at Cooper, I think that we have a pretty healthy environment. So I think it's very unlikely for this type of behavior to be even possible, but it is possible. One of the ways in which a victim can help themselves is by acting confidently. A bully usually tries to find victims who cannot or will not defend themselves. So just act confidently, confront the unwanted behavior. Many times, just walking away is a good strategy. And always, always, always report the behavior, because it's not only about just protecting yourself, but it's also about protecting the community about this type of behavior, and it's also about making sure that the person who is bullying, not only that they have an appropriate consequence, but also that they receive help, because a person who acts in such a way definitely someone who needs help too.
And question number 3. Why is bullying a relevant subject in our modern day world?
And bullying is relevant because we are still and will continue to be social animals. So we live in communities and we live in relation with each other. So our success really depends on the quality of our relationships. So if we learn to develop healthy relationships, we will be more successful and happier. Therefore, bullying continues to be very relevant.
As a group, we decided to talk to a couple students to get some perspectives. For confidential purposes, we have distorted their voices.
Middle school was probably the worst years of my life. I'm glad that I'm in a new school now because during middle school, other students would insult me all the time during school and sometimes after school. They would nudge me around and a lot of teasing. Um, it doesn't happen to me anymore, and I have pretty good friends, so that's good now. Well, a couple of years ago, before I moved here, I was pushed around a lot and kind of bullied. I never really knew why those kids picked on me. Like, why me? I didn't do anything to them. I never told anyone besides my parents about it until now. I'm kind of glad that I'm here now, because honestly, I don't think I would have survived there. I've seen bullying happen a couple of times before I came to this school. To be honest, it was pretty bad. It was the same kids all the time. I didn't really do anything about it, and I know that's bad, but I didn't know what to do, so I couldn't really do anything. I didn't want to be a part of that.
I've been around in some instances of bullying. One time I tried to help, but that backfired pretty badly. I really didn't want anything to do with bullying after that situation, so yeah.
As citizens of this world, it is our duty to speak up, stand up, and reach out for those who can't. If we don't stand up for the people that are being hurt, then we are no better than the bully. And as a victim of bullying, one must be confident and not lose hope to rebel against the bully. It may be difficult at first, but speak to an adult, relative, friend, or any other close person about what you're going through so you can get all the assistance you need. 70% of young people say they have seen bullying at school. Evidence for this solution is appropriate because according to stopbullying.gov, when bystanders intervene, bullying stops within 10 seconds 57% of the time. Statistics also show that 20 to 30% of students who are bullied mainly notify adults.
40% of boys and girls who were identified as bullies in middle and high school continue the trend of abuse even until the age of 30. That is why action has to be taken so that all students can maximize the opportunities given to them in school and to also have a more enjoyable time while in school. For this reason, awareness has to be spread to prevent excessive bullying from happening in the future.
Now is the time to stand up and fight for others. Now is the time to be confident and become more than a victim, but a strong human being. As the Avengers from the movie, The Avengers, once stood together and said, there was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people, to see if we could become something more. So when they needed us, we could fight the battles that they never could. Bullying itself can't be eradicated in our world due to our social, animal-like behavior. However, this analogy from the movie can be transcribed into our lives because anyone can be a hero and fight the battles that some victims cannot. I guess one day that might happen. But until then, the fight has just begun.